I was on a briefing call last night with the acting chief of staff, Mick Mulvaney, and the acting secretary of Homeland Security, which made some interesting comments about the administration's strategy here. This tariff will escalate throughout the summer if Mexico does not provide what the administration feels is a sufficient response, although these officials didn't put any specific numbers behind what that win would constitute, just that they wanted to see border crossings come down significantly and substantially, and that they're taking this on a week-by-week and on a day-by-day basis. The president said he wants this problem remedied as soon as possible, although a response from Mexico's president seemed to hit back at the president. President Lopez Obrador saying social problems are not solved with taxes, saying that Mexico promotes dialogue and finding alternatives to the immigration issue. You guys mentioned members of Congress and how some of them are already criticizing this move by the president. Senator Chuck Grassley chairs the Senate Finance Committee. That is the committee that has the most powerful jurisdiction on trade. And he put out a statement last night saying trade policy and border security are separate issues. This is a misuse of presidential tariff authority and counter to congressional intent. He says that this strategy will imperil the USMCA. He says following through on this threat would seriously jeopardize the passage of the USMCA. I support nearly every one of President Trump's immigration policies, but I do not support this one. He urges the president to consider other options. We will see what happens in the next 10 days. Mulvaney said to reporters last night that he hopes that these tariffs don't go into effect and that the Mexican government steps in and stems the flow of migrants into its country and therefore into the United States so that they don't have to put these in place in 10 days, seeming to signal that there's a little bit of a window here for the two countries to work together. I would also remind you, this is not the first time that President Trump has weaponized tariffs to get a political or a policy outcome. You'll remember last summer he doubled steel and aluminum tariffs on Turkey to secure the release of the evangelical pastor Andrew Brunson, and that release did happen shortly after that happened. Guys.
All right, Kayla, thank you. What are your odds on this happening on the 10th? What do you think? You think it really happens? It hasn't happened yet. What do you think? 50-50? 80%?
I think it's notable that they set this deadline 10 days from now, and also notable that there's not a clear benchmark that the U.S. is communicating Mexico needs to hit. That gives the president the right to change his mind, to adjust his expectations, and to see, hey, if the stock market goes down 5 additional percentage points, maybe they reconsider whether this is actually the best approach. There was some internal tussle at the White House to actually get to this policy proposal, so perhaps some of those other voices will get to him.
Kayla,
We're still trying to get to the bottom of exactly where this came from. But the president has said, I am the tariff man. He has been the most vocal proponent at the highest level for these tariffs. And he believes that they are an effective instrument, albeit a blunt one, to get the outcomes that he desires.
You know, the Journal has prepares tariffs, but Drudge immediately was slaps. The word was there. If you put tariffs on, Kayla, you slap them on. There's no other word.
Threatens.
No, slap.
But this is threatens.
Slap. And we found out there is a reason for that, because it used to be on cargo coming on boats. They'd actually put a notice that they'd slap a piece of paper on the...
Well, the other reason is it's 4 letters. So in the old newspaper headline
slap was good.
It was an efficient word.